Hello, wonderful people of Booktube. My name is Morgan, and I guess this is officially welcome to my Booktube channel. I have been dipping my toes into Booktube for about a year now. I have uploaded a couple videos, I've then privated some of those videos, and I've watched a ton of your videos, so thank you so much for everything you do to create this awesome community here on YouTube. I love it, and I feel like I am finally ready to take the plunge and post a little bit more regularly about my bookish thoughts. What better way to do that than the Booktube Newbie tag? So here we are. Before we get into the questions, I will play you my little intro video that I made. Hit it! Ta-da! I know that my intro doesn't have any books in it, but I really feel like it fits my vibe in general, so we're gonna keep it for now. We'll see where the channel goes. Maybe it'll change later. But now for the video itself. Booktube Newbie tag. Here we go. Question 1. Why did you start this channel? There are many, many reasons I started this channel. First of all, I love books. Of course, I love talking about books a lot. I want more people in my life to talk about books with, so that's why you're here. I also want to improve my video taking and my video editing skills and my communication skills. I want to practice being able to string together a sort of coherent thought throughout a video that will make sense to somebody who maybe hasn't even read the book that I'm talking about. And finally, I want to get over my fear of sharing content that I create. I think I have a bit of perfectionism in me, which really translates to a fear of failure or a fear of critique and never-ending procrastination. So I'm hoping that regular posting on Booktube is going to help me get over that fear. Question 2. What are some fun and unique things that you can bring to Booktube? Well, first of all, I think that everybody brings something fun and unique just by being themselves, because everybody is a little bit different. We all have slightly different tastes. And when you watch somebody talking about books that they love, I can't help but enjoy that content. So I bring me, a different person, a different voice, a different perspective. What is that perspective? I am pursuing a PhD in theater and performance studies. There's a lot of literature students, I feel like, on Booktube. I see less theater students, so if you're out there, say hi to me in the comments, please. And while I read books as a hobby, one of my other hobbies is juggling, and that also informs what I read. I have a whole shelf on my bookshelf over there dedicated to juggling and circus. Question 3. What are you excited about for this channel? Of course, I'm excited about everything that I've just mentioned in questions 1 and 2, but most of all, I am excited to improve my video skills and improve my communication skills. Question 4. Why do you love reading? I think that there are 2 main reasons why I love reading right now, and it does change over time. First of all is learning. Learning in that I'm learning actual information from nonfiction texts, but also learning as in learning a different perspective towards the world, which might come from a novel. And the second reason I really love reading right now is just it gives me something to talk about. We've been in lockdown so long that I feel like nothing really new is happening in my life, but there's constantly something new happening in the books that I'm reading, so it gives me something to talk about with people who I feel like the typical conversation is, hey, how are you? I'm in lockdown, me too. Nothing has changed. Now I have conversation fuel because I'm reading so many books. Question 5. What book or series got you into reading? I don't fully remember my early years of reading, so I will just touch on the earliest books I remember loving to read. One of the earliest books I remember reading was Bunnicula. I believe it was a series. As far as I remember, it was about a vampire bunny rabbit. I was also pretty interested in the Our Canadian Girl series, which was a series of historical fiction novels by multiple authors. So I would go to my elementary school library and just pick out whichever cover of Our Canadian Girl looked most interesting to me that day. And finally, one that I remember really loving and getting obsessed with and talking to all my friends about was the Pretty Little Liar series by Sarah Shepard. Oh, and finally, my favorite book growing up, of course, was The Neverending Story by Michael Ende. I loved it so much, but I haven't read it in years and years and years, so I might even do some rereading my childhood favorite type video on my channel. Question 6. What questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? First of all, I feel like a lot of people ask, how do you read so much? Which I'm less surprised at how much people read. I'm more surprised at how they manage to do everything else. I just don't understand how some booktubers also have a full-time job, also have 2 kids, also create all of their content for their booktube channel and a blog, and an Etsy shop and an Instagram. Like how do you keep all of these things going, and still post 3 times a week? It blows my mind. Great content too. And then my second question, just because I'm always so curious, for the booktubers that are also writers, I'm curious to hear what genre you read versus what genre you write in, and if they're different, why. And secondly, for booktubers who are not also writers, if you were to write a book, which genre would you write that book in? I'm very curious. Question 7. What challenges do you think will be the hardest to overcome when starting a booktube channel? For me, this is probably perfectionism and just fear of posting content online for people to see. I get all those voices in my head that say, who are you to post this content? Nobody wants to watch this content. What is the point of posting this, book review? There's 10 other book reviews just like it. Why would you do that? And like I said earlier, I don't believe those things when it comes to other people. I think everybody's content is awesome. I watch 3 reviews of the same book just because each person has something different to say about it and says it in a different way. I think there is space for everybody on the internet, in the world. But for some reason, I get down on myself. So I'm looking forward to using this as a way to get over those voices in my head. And I think it will be one of the biggest challenges for me personally. All right, we are in the final stretch. Last 3 questions. Question 8, when did you start reading? I don't really remember. I've been reading a fair amount for as long as I can remember. Question 9, where do you read? Usually I read on my couch. Or when it's nicer outside, I will read outside at the base of a tree or maybe a nice picnic table. And finally, question 10, what type of books do you typically read? This is a very long list. I will read pretty much anything. The only things I don't really read much of are YA and middle grade, although if you recommended me a really great YA you thought that I would love, I probably would pick it up and I probably would love it. But the genres I typically reach for are self-help, sci-fi, maybe some magical realism, speculative or philosophical fiction. I really like big idea nonfiction and memoirs. I will also pick up classics or literary fiction. I really enjoy books about writing, maybe the odd short story collection or the odd book of poetry. Basically, if it looks intriguing to me, I will pick it up and give it a go. Well, that is all from me for today, but I look forward to seeing more of you here on Booktube. Thank you for watching. Say hello to me in the comments and I will go watch your videos and say hello to you in the comments. I'm so excited to become a part of this community, and thank you all so much for building an awesome, lovely, welcoming community for me to step into. I will see you in future videos. Bye for now.